This is one of the most frequently asked questions we get as email acquisition coaches. How and when do we follow up after a conference?
How do you follow up with somebody after a conference? What if they don't respond to you right away? We'll answer this question and more right now.
As always, like and subscribe so you never miss a video.
How and when to follow up with somebody after a conference. There's things that Ryan and I coach on all the time and things that we have seen over time that just don't work. So we want to talk to you today about the things not only that you should be doing when you follow up with somebody after a conference, but definitely the things that you shouldn't be doing, especially if you want to maximize your time with these follow-ups. So the number one thing that you should not be doing when you get back from a mastermind or conference is following up the day after. Everyone is so exhausted. People are sleeping, catching up on sleep, working out, eating right again, finally getting back into their routine, spending time with family, and most importantly, digging out of their inbox. If you want to get lost in people's inboxes, you can certainly send an email the day after a mastermind or conference, but Ryan and I recommend waiting at least 3 to 4 days after the conference for people to, again, get back into their routine. Second, a huge mistake is also not prioritizing your follow-ups. You want to start with the most important contacts first. Who did you connect with on a deep level? Who has the most potential to grow your business? You want to reach out to these people first and reach out to them personally. Do not send out an email blast. The third thing that we see all the time that people don't do that really hurts your future chances is also not doing a post-mortem or tracking your ROI. You want to sit down either with yourself or your mentor, your boss, your business owner, and outline your strengths and weaknesses. What did you do well at the conference? What are you most proud of? What are some of the things you could have done better? And how are you going to accomplish that at the next conference or mastermind? Also, how are you going to track ROI? You need to prove to your company that you're not only there to make connections, new and old, and deepen relationships, but you're also there to grow revenue. So how are you going to track everyone that you've met and business dealings that you're going to do in the future from this conference? And then finally, another thing that we see whenever people reach out is they don't remind people who they are and how they met. Every conference I've been to, I have met dozens and dozens of people. And when people reach back out to me after that conference to follow up on a conversation we had at the conference, and they don't remind me of who they are or how we met or why we should do business together, it's really difficult for me without context to place them. So context is key.
And now onto things you should be doing after a conference. Number one, and this is something Megan and I coach all the time, is ask their preferred method of communication. Now, this should have a little asterisk on it because ideally, again, this is something we coach, is we like to ask this question the very first time we're actually trading that information. We're trading that business card, that Skype information, that email, because everyone has a different mode of communication. And if you use that, they're more likely to respond to you and generate business out of it. If you have not asked that question, because again, maybe you're at a conference and maybe they're drinking, maybe it's loud, maybe there's so many things going on, you just didn't get that opportunity. In your very first communication with them, ask that question. They will tell you and they're going to be happy, because one thing I love is I communicate on Skype mostly. So if I get a whole bunch of emails, hate to break it to you, sometimes emails get lost. They can get lost in the shuffle. If you Skype me, that's the best way to communication. That's what I tell people. That's what I enjoy. Other people, it's email. Some people, it's text. Some people, it's Facebook message. It doesn't matter. Whatever their best method is, that's what you want to use. Secondly is polite persistence. Again, when you're at a conference, it's up to you to follow up with everybody. It's up to you. Don't assume they're going to follow up with you. It's your job to be persistent, but don't be annoying and persistent, right? We want to use what we call polite persistence. What that means is a few days to even a week, like Megan said, follow up with them and not only ask what their best communication is, but remind them who you are, what you talked about, and why you're reaching out to them. If they do not respond to you, wait a few days and follow up again. If they don't respond after that, you can wait a week, follow up with them again. If they are still not responding to you, another method is Ask a friend who does know them. Say, hey, can you give me a warm introduction? And they might do an email to this person with you CC'd on it saying, hey, Megan, meet Ryan, blah, blah, blah. Now you have that social proof from this other person that they know, like, and trust. So they're more likely to respond to you. If that does not work, it could be a month later and they're still not responding to you. Simply send them an email asking them if maybe they're not interested anymore. Say, hey, if you're not interested anymore, that's perfectly okay. Please let me know so I stop sending you emails and filling up your inbox. They're going to appreciate that. They might respond, they might not respond, and they might respond, hey, yeah, I'm not interested anymore, or things changed or shifted. That's okay. We can cross that contact off. So we're not wasting our time on that contact, where we can actually put our time and effort to contacts that are going to generate revenue. Remember, we are in the relationship business, 100%. You've spent so much time, energy building these relationships, these new contacts. Do not destroy that by picking up their phone or having that first email talking about all business. I get this all the time. I meet a contact, they'll email me 2 days later saying, here's my offer, promote it. That's not the way to do it. I ideally like to get them on a phone or a video call if that's available and they're willing to do it. And I spend about 80 to 90% of that phone call talking about them, building that relationship, reminiscing about our time at the conference, their family, whatever it may be. But I focus on the relationship, and only the last 10 to 20% am I actually talking business. If you do that, you're going to see the people behind the company, the people behind the phone call, and that will generate more revenue than going straight for the business. And finally, one of the biggest things is, especially if it's a phone call or a video call, send a follow-up recap email. I'm going to say that again. If it's a video or phone call, right after that's done, you can even tell them, I always like to say, hey, I'm going to send an email, give me like 4 or 5 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes. I'm going to recap everything we talked about, any action items, to-do lists, and I'm going to send it off. This way you have a paper trail and you have a second mode of communication. You've talked from video and now email. You have everything in writing. It helps hold people accountable, including yourself. And you're more likely to actually generate revenue from that contact. Again, send follow-up recap emails after every phone call or Skype call.
We hope these tips have helped you, especially for future conferences and masterminds. If you've enjoyed our conversation today, please like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks.